Welcome back to this next episode of The Glory Days. Previously, it went by the long-winded name of Bring Back the Glory Days, and if you made it through that first episode, it can only get better. So, probably quite confusingly for these Italian players, I am the Don, and apparently the Don is Scottish. Not sure what else you can say about that. But moving on. The squad hasn't changed much from where we left off in episode 1. If you're looking at squad depth that we see, generally the players are quite good. It seems like we've got a great team, especially in the central midfield area, trying to fit all these players in. We get so many choices that we mainly need to offload a couple of them. So yeah, if we look at the transfers, mainly working on getting some players out. So if you look at transfer history, I believe it was me who sold Alfred Duncan. Try to remember back. Since then, there's been a lot of outgoings. 7 so far. To bring in a bit of extra cash, so the finances has now been boosted. We're now up to 50 million in transfer budget, and we have a good bit of wage budget to spend too, which is great. However, the rules that I go by is that I can only buy players who my scouts have brought to me, so as nice as it is to go by the player search, I'm only going to be looking at players who are actually in the scout list, or who I get recommended to me. That's just the rules that I go by in every save. Otherwise, we just end up scrolling down. We know who the good players are, and we just buy any player that we know is good. That kind of ruins the game for me. So we have finally get Fiorentina to win something again, but we have to do it with this restriction in place. It just makes the game a little bit tougher. So they have actually brought through some players. We can see the ability. The actual problem is affording some of these players. We need to really try and improve the squad. Not just get players in who are the same standard. So I was actually looking at, if you look at the incomings, Raid Krunic. However, he's actually... It says 3.5 star here. He's not much better than the player I already have, Marco Bonassi, who I was actually trying to sell, who can play the same role. 3 star. It doesn't seem like it's much of an upgrade, so I'm actually going to cancel that transfer most likely. I've delayed it. Well, think about it a bit more, but I'm probably going to cancel it. That's my current thoughts. So the squad at the moment, this is our best team, and this is the team that's going to be going into our first cup match, which will be shown. So Drakovsky comes on. Other than that, this is the team selection, which seems like the best one so far. It gets a bit of a blend of young and a bit of experience. So we've got Drakovsky in goal, Biraghi, Martinez, Quarta, Milenkovic, Odriozola, who's on loan. Then got Torreira. Kashvili's playing box to box, although it might change his role. We'll see how it goes. Paul Gower inside, Carrillo. And then we've got Gonzalez, Bonaventura, and Vlahovic. Vlahovic, the main man up front. Really, I'd like to get some sort of backup for him. I sold, if you see in the transfers again, if we just go back to that, you can see that I sold Kikorin for quite a loss. So 1.7 million up front, it could go up to 2.4 million with add-ons. But considering he came in this season for 3.8 million from Spartak Moscow, and I've just sold him for 1.7, I don't think the board are actually that happy with me. Yep, so it's C+. I think a lot of that's to do with the transfers. If we have a look, yep, if we look at manager performance, yeah, transfers got C, So Venuti was the one that we're really disappointed with. I'm surprised about that. Yeah, it was me who sold Duncan. They're quite content with that one. So, moving forward, we're to make our managerial debut in this cup match against Pisa. I would hope we would win this one, really. Pisa are in Serie B. Let's see where they're expected to be. It's on 13th, so it should be a relatively easy game, but we're going to play our full team and see how they play together. So I know we questioned the gegenpress in the first episode, and the preference was then going to be the wing play, but gegenpress has actually worked out better for us in the friendly matches so far. We've made a couple of changes, mainly just Biraghi and Odriozola, having them as wide as possible. That's the only change we made to the tactic. So we're going to see how that goes in this cup game. And here we go, we're off. These guys have been linking up really well over the friendlies. This first team definitely seems quite strong. Seems like they should do well. Maybe even cause a few surprises. I think that everything that we questioned in the first episode really was, well, not the depth is there, but as you can see, Vlahovic got our first goal this season. Again, he's been scoring a lot of goals during the friendlies. Yep, it's awarded. He's also able to play that pressing forward role really well, which keeps pressure on the back line. We could do with someone else that we can sort of interchange with him. He's our only real striker of decence up there since I sold the other one. Kikorin, I think it was. The wingers are another location. We got some younger players who we can sort of change over later on in the game. Got Sottle, who can come in there and play that role to really give us a bit of energy later on in the game. But those are the areas, wingers and forward, which really could do with some reinforcements. So far, I've got to say, Polgar seems like a bit of a penalty specialist. He scored again, scored a couple I think in the friendlies. I could actually be imagining that because I did a bit of a test save over the beta, which I couldn't get uploaded at the time. Polgar was scoring a lot of penalties. He's obviously the main penalty taker, but we seem to get quite a few. So we've had a good first half. Pisa have only had one shot, none on target. Looking good for goals. Yeah, I'm just going to tell him exactly what he thinks. I'm going to try and encourage them to be on the front foot again the next half. If we start off well, I'll make a couple of subs. I want to make sure that Vlahovic doesn't get injured. I mean, the goals seem to come from everywhere in this team. We've got Biraghi now with a wonder strike from outside the box. Again, all the players linking up well. Bonaventura, Vlahovic, Torreira, then Biraghi. A sweet shot. I think we can definitely make some subs now. Gonna bring off Vlahovic. Gonna bring on the youngster. I think we got everyone seems to be doing quite well, even though we're playing gegenpress. Bonaventura is one of the older players, so I'll bring him off. I think it's probably helped us today, not only because they're a Serie B team, but also how narrow their formation is against us with our really wide wing back. And Polgar scores again, so we will make our last sub. Probably just going to bring on Travato for that winger position. Again, a youngster. Just see this game out. I'm going to actually also just change the tactic. I'm going to move on to control possession. To take a little bit of the strain out of the team, we'll just try and see this game out. Pisa really made this game easy for us today. A sending off and then a scoring from the subsequent free kick. Not much more you can ask for in your first game. It's a nice little easy build up to our first game against Atalanta in Serie A, which will also be shown in this episode. Thought Travato was going to get his goal there. Biraghi has another opportunity from a free kick. Again, it comes to nothing. Milinkovic tries to keep it going. Martinez, Milinkovic, Travato, Milinkovic again. Martinez eventually gets into the box, but Sortel just can't finish it. Again, it was good link-up play. Next up, let's see how we get on against Atalanta, who's going to pose more of a contest. We return for our first game of the season against Atalanta. Let's just quickly see where Atalanta are expected to be. They're quite a good team, so let's have a look. Serie A, season preview. So Atalanta are expected to be just slightly above us in 7th, so this should be a close game, which I'm hoping that we will be able to edge. Okay, so first game of the season, here we come. It's only the second game that we've played, so we'll be using the same team. Dragowski in goal, Biraghi, Martinez, Quarta, Milinkovic, Odriozola, Torreira in deep line playmaker role, Polgar, Zacquillo, Castrovilli playing our box-to-box midfielder, Gonzalez and Bonaventura as our inside forwards, and Vlahovic up front again. Depending on how it goes, we may bring on Nastasic for a little bit of extra experience in defence. Get a lot of subs in the Italian league. You get the full 12 subs. Is that to do with the COVID times? Almost a nice free kick there from Biraghi. That was a real waste of a corner. Absolutely no one in that space. Oh, here we go. It goes to the wing back. Odriozola was there though. Again, the wing backs are in play. And Pessina has got through. I didn't have him be impressed. He's just managed to break through the lines and get the first goal against us. They have so many players in midfield. Tracking all those runs is a bit of a problem. Shame that the cross came in. Again, a little bit of a waste from the corner. I think I will adjust the set piece instructions potentially after this game, or I may look at it during this game at the halftime. Again, our presses worked though on the wing backs. We managed to gain the ball, but we've already went back to our defenders, which is not great. Maybe this can still come to something. Vlahovic is through. Has he done it? He's did a little chip in over the goalkeeper, and it's 1-1. If I have any predictions for this season, it is that we are probably conceding a lot of goals, but scoring a lot of goals. That should be great for the exciting football approach, but not great for the nerves. I do think that we need a centre defender. I am not sure that we're going to get one this early on in the season, mainly due to the targets that I'm already working on and how much budget we're going to have left over. So at halftime, we're 1-1. We have actually had more shots, more on target, higher expected goals, more corners, but we have fouled a lot. We haven't had a lot of possession in comparison. We're giving Atalanta a lot of the ball at the moment. I think just to adjust that, I think we want to make sure that we are working the ball into the box rather than just hitting some early crosses. Surprisingly, Gonzalez is not having a good game. Neither is Castrovilli. Martinez Quarta, not quite as unexpected. He's a bit younger, but he's doing better than Milinkovic. We will have to make some changes. That's not good, so hopefully we don't concede in this highlight. We have a lot of tired legs as well up front. So Gonzalez is going to come off. Soto will come on. Not really the change that I would like to be making at this point. We'll make the next change in a few moments. We'll watch this highlight and see if we are about to concede. It comes to nothing, so hopefully it's going to be our attack. Milinkovic building up, run through the middle. Odriozola plays a through ball. Again, it comes to nothing. This is quite a strange highlight, but here we go again, and it comes to nothing. Odriozola picks up again. He's done well so far in this game. Milinkovic again running forward. Odriozola, can we get it in? Nope, we've lost it. But Atalanta now get a red card, so that changes. We haven't had a shot in this half. We need to get some fresh legs on. So we're going to stick with Vlahovic on for a bit longer. Then we may have to bring on the younger forward. It's going to be a big game for him. But we have made a few changes. So we've got Mali on the left. Bonaventura moves into an attacking playmaker role, just behind the forward. And we've got rid of our defensive deep line playmaker. And we're going to go for this game and try and win it now that Atalanta are down to 10 men. This could catastrophically backfire, as we all know, but at least we've had a few more shots now. One more on target. So last 5 minutes. They're just holding out. Going to bring on the youngster. It's his time. But fresh legs. We have one last chance to win this. Right at the end. Can I do it? So close. Really thought that was our chance. Well, we knew that was going to be an even game before we started, so a draw is probably fair over statistics alone. I can't say that I'm completely happy with the fact that we give him all this possession. I understand that the tactic is that we're playing super high tempo, and that can lead to us losing the ball. I should have reduced the tempo a little bit, especially when they went down to try and control it a bit more to build up the chances. So just before we end this episode, I hope it's been interesting for you. If it has been, please do leave a big thumbs up. It'd be much appreciated. We can see here that there actually is some transfer activity going on at the moment. So I've put in an offer for Jovan Cabral. He looks like he could be the right sort of fit. We need someone who can play in these two roles. He's young, he's got lots of potential, 4-star potential according to our scouts. He falls under a new signing philosophy. The other one who I was looking at was Adnan Yazai. We have actually had a contract accepted with him. The value is only 6.8 million. He is also more one for the moment. At 26, it doesn't look like he's, according to the scouts, like he's got much. Well, the potential is unknown, whereas the potential is more known with Cabral. In an ideal world, I would be bringing both of these players in. I'd also be bringing in Krunic. But if something's going to give somewhere, that would be our complete budget. So the squad. This is my main area of concern. We have some. Igor's going to keep developing. The more games that we can get him in, he's going to keep developing. Biragi's going to be stuck on this. But we also have a couple of central defenders who are going to keep developing. So Martinez Quarta is going to develop, but we could really do with someone about 3.5 star right now. They can just jump into this role, right back's covered. I'm not going to worry about goalkeeper, even though it's not great. We are going to concede goals. But he does have potential. And to fulfill that potential, I don't see any other way but to let him play those games, unless some older goalkeeper came up on a real cheap and we could get rid of Terracciano. Let him go, because he's not worth a lot of money. And he's not going to develop anymore. He's in his later years. I would be happy to let him go and just keep Dragowski, maybe an older, more experienced player which we can really help his development with. But that's where we are at the moment. So in terms of what we'll be showing in the next video, along with how we've concluded the transfer window, I think we'll be showing the Napoli game. We should really be beating Empoli. So I think this is where we will conclude this video. Again, if you enjoyed it, please get a big thumbs up. It'd be great if you subscribed. These videos are going to keep coming regularly. And I'll see you in the next episode.